All right. I am Jacob Arnett, and
It's a racing podcast.
Okay, we'll run with that.
Might as well.
I am with...
Kevin Horney with Horney Racing. I like to ride my motorcycle.
We're getting horny.
Yep.
So, who are you? Where are you from? Give me a little bit of background about yourself.
All right. So I'm Kevin Horney. I turned 21 on Tuesday, the February 7th. I'm from New Lenox, Illinois. It's like 40 minutes south of Chicago, flatlands. And then you go another 15 minutes. It's rural. So
Okay.
I'm surrounded by cornfields. Right now, I'm a real estate agent. I've been a real estate agent since I got out of high school. Recently, I took a step back, just since I got really into racing. Yeah, so I'm kind of just on the lead generation side, making phone calls and whatnot. I've been riding dirt bikes since I was 2.5. Pee Wee 50 started out.
Sure.
Just the backyard with. I got a brother that's 12 years older than me, so I just rode with him all my childhood. Went to the track a bunch, hurt myself way too much. Stopped riding dirt bikes at the track probably. I'm at 13 or 14. I'm at 12 or 13 concussions from it now. Yeah, my brain's done. So
you got into road racing?
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, sort of, kind of. So I went, I was in high school, I'd ride here and there, just random dirt bikes. I didn't own one.
Okay.
And then my dad bought, a BMW GS 650 or something, a Power Rangers bike. That's what I called it. And then he let me ride it on the street, and I was just pulling fat wheelies everywhere. I'd take it off-roading and stuff.
Wait, this is a BMW GS?
Yeah.
A GS 1200, the boxer twin?
No, 650.
Okay.
It's a single cylinder, slow.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Torquey, though. But
Super.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
So I started, riding that around, and then I bought a CBR 600. It was like a 02 CBR 600 F4i. Yeah.
Tough. Slow.
Yeah, super slow. But I learned how to wheelie it super good, and then
I hear those bikes are good for that.
Yeah, I never had a motorcycle license, so I was just chases and trouble. And then the day I decided to sell that bike, there was one of those really big tractors, the tall ones with a big gap under it.
Yep.
I rode under it, and then the dude was flipping me off when I got out of the other side, so I just ripped the fat one and got out of there, and I was like, I should.
What's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Run you down?
He can't
tops
go over,
out
he can't
at
go over 20 miles an hour.
If that.
Yeah. So that was when I was like, I'm gonna die on this thing. So I sold it.
Sure.
Then
how old were you at this point?
17.
This explains a lot.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
sure.
Then I got really into cars. I had an E36 M3, just clapped.
They all.
Gutted.
They're either
gutted
clapped
with
or the
roll
nicest.
cage. Yeah. I had an M4 for a little bit. I sold that super fast. The cost of ownership was absurd.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. Especially the way I drive, just burnouts
Wide
everywhere.
open. Yeah.
And then I bought the S1000. And I was a BMW guy, so I was
You're already a Beamer boy, so
Yeah,
naturally,
so I had to get the
naturally,
S1000.
you have to get the S1000.
right. And then after I bought that, I street rode it. I might have bought it in August. I street rode it for a while, just no license. I tried getting my motorcycle license, but every time I'd go there, they'd be like, "You
I
guys."
tried. Trust me, officer. I tried.
And it was it's a half an hour away to the DMV for it.
Oh.
So
What do you mean half an hour? That's like a 5-minute drive on that bike.
Yeah. I'd get there and they'd say, "Oh, you got to make an appointment." But when I try to make an appointment online,
What year was this? Was this 2020 when they were having everybody do this?
either 20, it must have been 20, yeah, 21 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
So, I never got the motorcycle license, and then it just was every time I rode was a police chase, and it just got way too close to home, and I was thinking I had it up for sale on Facebook for a while, way overpriced, just to see what I could get.
Sure. It's my mom is making me sell this price type. Okay.
And then I kind of started looking into track days. Well, my first track day was July 30th.
Okay, of 2022.
2022.
Okay.
Yeah. So I kind of started looking into it. I remember calling the Autobahn, and they told me about Sport Bike Track Time.
Sure.
I registered. I actually booked it 2 months out on accident. I thought it was
Okay.
2 weeks away. So yeah, I booked it. Found out it was late. Blah blah blah. Went on Facebook, joined the group, asked what I should bring for my first track day and everything.
Sure.
And then Owen. Do you know Owen Johnson?
He actually black flagged us because we were running too fast when it was track days and novice.
Oh, well.
But he's chill though. He's
Yeah.
chill though. Like we were running like 18s and novice at Putnam, where the average time is like a minute 45.
Yeah.
So like we were cooking.
Yeah.
yeah.
So he actually hit me up and he's like, "You booked your track days wrong, pretty much. Like, we're at Audubon this weekend. Like, do you have everything you need?" So,
Wait. So where did? Okay, I'll let you continue.
Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
Like, he just messaged me.
Sure.
Because I put a bunch of videos of me doing wheelies. I thought it'd be cool to put that in there, and I got flamed for it.
Oh yeah.
Squidding.
So you went to Track Day Junkies and posted that, right?
Maybe.
I mean, that might be a better spot to post your videos
Yeah.
of you doing wheelies.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I put it in STT Facebook.
Yeah.
So he saw it. He hit me up. He told me to come ride that weekend. So I went to Cycle Gear, got the Sedici suit.
Sure. Yep.
Had to get boots and gloves.
Yeah. The Cycle Gear track
Right.
squids. Yep.
Yeah. And then showed up for the first track day, and it was like, whoa, this whole community is like the coolest thing ever.
Yep.
Owen's awesome. He's
Yep.
like, if it wasn't for Owen helping me like figure all this stuff out, none of this would have happened.
Sure. Yep.
So yeah, just
I will say it's interesting because of how small the community is, you can go up to literally anybody and ask them for literally anything.
Yeah.
And like they'll help you out.
For sure.
Like
yeah.
if you're like, "Hey man, I came to the entire track day with my rear wheel missing. Like, I don't know how it happened.
Yep.
Somebody somewhere has a spare R6 wheel sitting around, and they'll be like, yeah, here you go.
And everybody's just, like, so helpful and nice. It's mind-blowing coming, like, from a regular job and just hanging out with friends to now this has become my life.
Yep. And even then, like, street guys, like, we all pick on each other. Yeah. We all like to give each other, a bunch of BS. We all like to think we're the fastest. We all like to, crap on other people's bikes and their gear and, their riding style or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the track guys, like, me and him, I'll probably make fun of his riding thing.
Yeah.
I'll probably say I'm still faster. But at the end of the day, a majority of the people at these groups are like, hold up, we'll actually help you. Like, they'll give you actual help unless you come off as, I know better than everybody else, and I'm a novice, and this organization put me in novice, and I'm clearly an advanced rider. And
give me my bump.
Yeah. Can I get a bump eval and dump it coming out of the pits?
Yeah,
so,
right.
seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it was right after the first track day. I was hooked, like, for 100%. Yeah. Didn't ride on the street ever again. Canceled the $250 a month insurance. Like, instantly, I was like, "Whoa, this is super cool. I wonder if I could race." And then I just learned.
Yep. And that's the thing that's like, it kind of, sucks with the. In order to get from buying your first motorcycle to racing a motorcycle competitively, even at an amateur level, there's no information. There's no information, and like. Because it's such a small community, and also the price point to get into is it's really high.
Yeah.
Like, 465 is free and a tank of gas, and you don't need to meet tech.
Exactly.
You don't need to meet gear regulations, but like the track is it's so different, and you learn so much.
Yeah, and for me, it was like, why would I go to the track just to ride? And that's how it was with dirt bikes as a kid. I was like, well, I should see if I could beat other people.
It's part of being a guy.
Yeah.
It's like we all want to be better than everybody else.
Yep.
And like on a track day, it's like, you set down an okay lap, but like that wasn't an actual race.
Yeah.
Like that was like, oh man, I got tired a few laps in, so I just pulled off to the pits. Like, okay, buddy.
Right.
Like,
no, it's like a shift in mindset and how everything
even the
works.
atmosphere.
Like, it's crazy.
Even the atmosphere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. So all right, so let's talk about this. Novice sport bike track time group to expert racer in what, 6 months? How did that happen?
Technically, it's like 3 because Daytona got me the expert bump. It's a little bit of a cheat, but
okay, that makes sense.
Either way, even if since I won a national championship at Daytona,
how did you do that?
I just went there.
Did not enough people show up, or did you just get that many points?
I think there's probably like an average of between 6 to 9 people in amateur.
Okay.
But then every race other than that, I got second.
Like, what tracks did you go to?
So,
like
before Daytona?
Yeah.
I started at Autobahn, Gingerman, Putnam, Grattan, like for a half day. Blackhawk crashed there, only rode 3 sessions.
Okay. Wait, what Putnam day did you... Yeah, because you went to Putnam in what...
I have no idea.
You went there as STT, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was the same event.
Okay,
What group were you in? You were in intermediate.
I was in I.
Okay, because that was the same event where we were running in novice,
Oh,
causing a ruckus. Yeah,
that's
same
hilarious.
event.
Yeah, I was actually pitted with Owen. He like let me pit with him because I didn't know anything.
Oh, sure.
So I was right there at the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely saw each other.
Yeah, I wish they'd race at Putnam.
Right. It's such a flowy track.
It really is.
I can't wait to go back.
I wish the owner would let us go race at Putnam.
Yeah.
But, well, I think the owner will let us, but, like, he's kind of ran out all the race organizations, is what I've been told.
Oh.
It's like, I don't know how, like, true that is. All I hear is, like, 20th hand information.
Oh, yeah, right.
But, like, all I know is that nobody goes to Putnam
Yep.
for various reasons. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah, being the home track, only being 30 minutes away,
Yep.
it's like, I have to go drive out of state to go race my motorcycle competitively.
It sucks.
And it's like, but yeah, so novice track day,
Yep.
expert racer,
Yep.
in 6 months.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody do that. I'm sure somebody somewhere has, but like, Kevin Horney, ladies and gentlemen, has. I've been doing this for what, 2.5 years, 3 years maybe.
Yeah.
Closer to 3 years than 2.5 years probably. Still amateur racer. Skill issue, clearly. So,
So like for me so far, everything other than riding has been hard. Like just learning all this stuff.
Sure.
Riding's been more natural. Now it's progressively like gotten to the point of okay, now it's practice. If
Sure.
I'm not racing, it's practice.
Yeah.
Like that's how I'm treating it. So now like I'm excited to see what I do, but then I also look at it from the perspective of Daytona's its own thing. Like it's not like a real racetrack,
Yeah.
in a sense. So that's why I'm really excited to go to Jennings,
Sure.
and see how I am like with Tom Hine.
Okay.
Just to see like it's a track day. So.
Sure. Yeah.
But
yeah.
it'll still be interesting, like just because of how little experience I have.
I've seen people struggle with their bike and they'll come back in and they're like running 60 psi in the tires.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, well, there's your problem.
Yeah, exactly.
There's your
Yep.
problem. So like knowing that information goes like I would have been doing
yeah.
much better in the beginning. Like I went to 5 track days before I set my tire pressures to actual track pressures. Before then,
Wow.
I didn't even bother with it. I was like, yep, tires are still holding air, and I ran with it. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're still here.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. So anyway, season plans. What are you doing? What tracks are you trying to hit? Where can these people expect for you to be beating them at?
So season plans, main goal is to win races, obviously. If depending
As you do.
on everything. But the main goal is 100 points to get to stock 1000 motorway
Okay.
as fast as possible.
100 points is not that hard to
yeah.
get. That's like you get
it's
what,
a
20
weekend.
points if you win a race?
I actually just got my first like financial sponsor, so
Okay, that's
that
good
was
stuff.
a huge help.
Are you allowed to say who that is?
Oh
or-
yeah, Olson's Custom Detailing in New Lenox, Illinois.
Okay.
Best
cool.
detail shop there.
We'll
is.
go ahead and make sure we tag him in
Yeah.
here as well. That way they can see all the cool stuff he's doing.
Yes.
So that way he looks more than just like an amateur or an expert club racer. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
my bad.
But I'm obviously looking for more
Sure.
like sponsorships,
Yep.
but
Aren't we
I'm
all?
super focused on just training and getting in
Sure.
shape and like racing.
Have you done mini motos yet?
No, I want
Do
to.
that. That will change your life.
Yeah.
That will
I
literally
saw Carl
change your
Solstice
life.
was doing it. He told me to come up to Michigan.
Yeah. Do it. That last year was like a game changer for me when I started running. My buddy Keaton let me run his some 100cc dirt bike with supermoto wheels on there, and I was like, oh, like now I understand what the tires are like when they start giving out. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know what that feeling is, and I know how far I can push a tire harder than I have before, just because like I'm kind of like an analytical, like, okay, I'll look at something, I'll watch something, but like I still have to feel it
Oh,
and
yeah.
get the feedback of something to fully understand like, I think it was what movie? Ford versus Ferrari. They're like, if you're going to push a piece of machinery to its limit, you have to have an understanding of what that limit is in order to at least take it to that line.
Yeah.
And then right there's still that little tiny gray area where you can kind of get away with some stuff.
Yep.
And it's always fun learning and seeing that stuff.
Yeah, and like that's why I really like road racing is compared to dirt bikes. Like it's so much more forgiving in a sense. Like when you crash, I say.
Okay.
Well, I haven't high-sided, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm a little naive in that aspect. But like I found the limits really fast.
Sure.
You know, I low-sided twice my first 2 months of riding on track.
I think I've seen those track day videos.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's kind of what helped me figure everything out from there.
Okay, Mark Marquez. but no, to a point, there's like, oh, okay, I crashed. This is not do that wrong. Again. Yeah. If you understand what you're doing wrong, then you can learn. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've learned from our mistakes at this point. We've decided to make a few more. So
yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean that just goes for everything.
Yep. Same. Yeah, pretty much. So, all right. So let's back up here with the season stuff. Yep. You're doing. Are you going to be going to Grattan at all this year?
No, not
Nelson.
I don't know. Maybe pit race probably.
Pit race with CCS or Weir?
I don't know. Okay. I've got it all written out in a calendar, but I didn't bring a calendar.
Okay, that's
so
that's
I have no
idea. Let's see. Are you going to do Mid Ohio?
I don't know.
Mid Ohio is a fun track. Okay. It sucks in the morning, but it is like it's a track I want to go back to again and like actually learn because the track specifically was literally designed and built in order to trick and fool you into thinking you can't go as fast as you can go. Like I think it's turn 7. It is you're going uphill and then on the crest of the hill is a corner.
Okay. So
like when you're going over it, you're all the way leaned over, and the suspension is unloading because the road's dropping out from underneath you. And like, I was like, if I go back and watch videos of myself, I'm going so slow compared to like the fast guys, and the fast guys just throw it in, and I'm like, how are they doing that? But they also like live 20 minutes from the track, and they've been going there.
They know what they're doing.
But and that's only one corner.
Yeah,
every corner's like that. Or not like that specifically, but it's all designed to trick and to fool you into thinking you can actually go faster.
Wow. I like that.
That's cool. It's weird because it's like you look at it either when you're walking the track or when you are going or hauling, coming into turn 1. I'm like sitting there thinking I'm going as fast as I can possibly take it with this corner. And then some guy literally just passes me like on the outside. And I'm like, okay, I guess we can do that.
Yeah, wow.
And it's like every corner is like that.
Okay.
Every single corner you can take a lot faster than you think you can.
Interesting.
Every single one.
I might have to.
It's if you go watch videos of it, you'll be like, oh, that's what he's talking about. But it's a lot of fun though, and it's a lot of challenging. Every single corner is a completely different challenge than every other corner on that track.
Interesting.
So, like Putnam, really flowy, nice and easy. Autobahn, very predictable. The roads, the landscape, the traction, everything's predictable. Barber's predictable. NCM is predictable. Mid Ohio is just not predictable. Like it took me a long time to actually start putting down some decent laps.
Gotcha.
And by the end of the day, I was still 10 seconds off the record in the class.
Yeah.
So, or not the record, but
I feel like that makes it more fun at the same time.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. My comparison is Grattan, but I hate Grattan. So
I've never been there. I get to go this year.
On a 600, you'll probably like it, but on 1000, it's just so big, and they have like the sealant patches.
I heard they repaved it over the winter.
Oh,
they repaved 90% of the track.
Well, then maybe I will go back.
Okay.
The sealant patches were bad.
I think we're going at the end of April for the track day up there by STT. And then after that, 2 weeks later the next weekend is the Weir race. Oh. So that'll be our first race for the season.
Nice.
We'll kind of see how that goes. So before we move on here, what is your business? I know we've talked briefly about it, but what is it? what's the goal of your business? What product, service are you providing, and how is it going to put money in your pocket?
Yeah, so right now it's free.
Okay.
It's just like to get more recognition, like get my name out there and stuff.
Sure.
So essentially it's like we had talked about, entry level in this industry is so, it's not hard to get into, like, per se, but if
you kind of got to know somebody.
Yeah, you got to know somebody, and like, if you don't know somebody, it's really hard to figure out. So it's essentially like right now I think I'm at 8 people signed up, and
okay.
I just talk to them every day, help them figure out whatever they need to figure out.
Sure.
And they've never done a track day before.
Okay.
So it's like, well, what leathers should I buy? Well, here's some options. Pretty much everything other than riding.
Sure.
I want to help people with and I'm using myself as an example.
Sure.
Like if I didn't have Owen or these other people that explained all this stuff to me, I'd probably still be a novice.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
So that's what it is right now. Obviously, like, I have bigger plans for the future. I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do right now.
Sure.
Which is essentially just helping more people. But it's also to get more people to the track.
Okay.
Because I think it's hard to figure, like, out that you can ride on track.
There is you kind of got to know somebody.
Exactly.
In order to help you get into the sport. Like,
yeah.
There's no, and it's the thing that sucks about it. It's like, I would say it's almost the same thing for like motorcycles too. Like either your dad has to ride, your brother has to ride, or your high school buddy who has a bike. And most of these people who are like into bikes have already been into cars.
Yes.
And they've already been around a car scene and they see the bikes pull up, or they're sitting there doing 160 in their car and some R1 flies past them at 200 mile an hour.
Okay, I want a bike.
And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. They're like, that thing only costs $5,000
Let me
in their $20,000 car. They're like,
I'll take one.
Yeah, dollar to performance. And but at the end of the day, though, cars are so much faster than bikes. Properly built.
Yeah.
Like, especially at the world class level, like MotoGP lap times versus Formula One lap times. Cars are gone, but they're also glued to the ground too.
Like how many pounds of downforce?
2,000 pounds, I think, or something stupid. Like this bike right here makes about 230 pounds of downforce, and that's when I get on it. That's its downforce.
So big difference.
Yeah, big difference. Okay, well, cool. I'm super excited to see where that goes, and that's the thing too. It's like once you start racing, like I have a motorcycle shop. And I've been, ever since I started racing competitively, even track days, people were like, Jake, what's the best gear to buy? Or Jake, what should I do to my thing? Mm-hmm. And people listen to you, whether you're right or not. I know, whether you're right or not, whether it's like a good or a bad idea or the product or thing that whatever you're saying, people now think whether you're right. And most of the time, like, we're not going to lead people. Like, we're not going to say, you should run Shinkos at the track. Nope, none of us here are saying that. But we'll also say you probably don't need slicks unless you're competitively racing.
Yeah.
So, and kind of honestly giving people that balance between this is what you should do, this is what you could do.
Yep.
And letting people know and make the decision for themselves. Yep. They automatically think you're the coolest guy ever. And he's, super cool that he talked to me. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's how I feel talking to you guys and like everybody. It's the same for me because I'm so new.
Sure. Yep.
And that's why I think I have like a little bit of a different point of view on it. Almost in a sense, like, kinda, but
like, what do you mean by that?
Like, just how fresh it is to me.
Sure.
Like one of the kids that signed up for the program, I think he might be 18 and he's knee dragging his 300 on the street. And like he sent me his GoPro video. I was like, whoa, you got to get off the street, man. Like, be safe. You got some crazy potential. And I'm like trying to tell this kid kind of
race competitively, bro.
Yeah, I'm like,
race competitively.
Here's where you should kind of just start out. Go to your novice day. Just you don't need slicks yet. He asked me about slicks. Like he said,
not yet.
I was like, just learn. Just go and enhance your riding skill. Here's like the stuff you should bring to the track. Because I'm still learning what to bring to the track.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's, I mean, I guess not a different point of view, but freshness.
I can see that. Yeah, like, I can see that. It's taken me a long time to, like, now I can pack up and go to the track inside of 45 minutes. That's bike on the trailer. That was the last time we went.
You want to know why?
Because we had everything packed ahead of time.
Yeah,
Wow.
because of me.
Yes, our lovely camera guy back there, Spencer Franson, who's also going to be helping crew chief this year for the race team. Yes, he is very, very helpful. But you get a good team, you get a good system. And how long did it take you to pack everything?
Shoot. Almost 30 minutes.
Yeah, so okay, so
yeah.
an hour and a half, an hour and 15, if we're
Yeah.
really pushing, we are bikes on the trailer on our way to the track.
Wow.
And it's something that's, if you're consistent off the track, you'll be consistent on the track. And some of it is you'll have to figure out like where the stuff goes in your trailer. Like you're just you're still I'm still learning.
On my way home from Daytona, I drove straight both ways.
Okay.
I didn't let the lady drive. Who's not my lady anymore. But yeah, so like 40 minutes away from home, 4 a.m. flat, tire just boop.
Jeez. On the truck or trailer?
Trailer.
Okay.
So I like rolled 15 miles an hour, like a couple miles to the Walmart.
Sure.
Whatever. Toolbox is in the front of the trailer, and it's a 6x12,
Yep.
and it's packed.
Yep.
Like it's packed. So it took me, like 2 hours to get everything figured out, and then I had issues with the jack. It wasn't tall enough.
Oh, of course, there's
Exactly.
always something.
Yeah. So
Sure.
I mean, every single part of it.
So now your toolbox is right by the door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's still going to be plenty of stuff that you're going to learn, but it's like eventually you're going to have it down to a really good science.
Yep.
And the really good guys, they're the same way. None of these guys who race competitively are like throwing all of their stuff in the bed of their truck and pulling up. Like
no.
none of it is like that. They know exactly where every tool is. They know exactly where every extra part is. They know exactly where their bike's going to be. They have their pits. They know exactly where everything's going when they get set up.
Yep.
Now sometimes it'll change based off if you're in a garage or not, but it's like they know where everything is. Everything just gets set up and taken care of inside of 30 minutes setup, 30 minutes tear down at beginning and end of track day. And you don't, there's really not a lot of stuff you have to do, but like you do have to do it.
Yeah. And it's like you got to learn the basics.
You'll have to learn the hard way sometimes.
Yep.
So, okay. Fastest you've gone on a motorcycle?
I think the Daytona clocked at like 190 something. On the street, like 180, 190. I don't know. The speedometer cuts out 186. So.
On the S1000s they do? Oh, yeah, my Ducati was like that too.
Stupid.
It was, have you got the ECU flashed yet?
Not flash, but I have a tune. Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Do you have like a power commander or is it an ECU flash?
ECU flash, yeah.
Oh, okay, so it already has the restrictions off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like making sure that you've got that thing like the restrictors off before you go race.
Yes. It is throwing a code, the vertical drop sensor.
Yeah. Does the bike still run?
Yeah.
Does the bike stick on the ground?
Yeah.
Does the bike still make plenty of power?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it's 199 of the wheel.
Jeez.
Right.
On what tire?
Right now I'm on a Bridgestone.
No, what tire was it? A street tire or a slick tire?
Oh, slick.
Oh. 199 at the wheel?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Right?
That's
Crazy.
actually nuts.
Yeah.
BMW has come a long way with all their
yeah.
stuff. I mean, this thing back here is making like, I think 110 or something like that. Barely. And I'm still getting beat by guys who make like 98 wheel horsepower. I'm not even joking, dude. I am so angry about that, but it's also, they're better than me.
You got to learn.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know everything, and I have zero natural talent. Like, I don't know. We'll see how this year goes. So,
Well, I mean, dude, like, if you're just focused on learning, so you're just going to get better.
yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and as long as you're doing better than you did the last time,
Yeah.
you're learning.
Yep.
You're progressing. Like, I've been the same way. Like, I started out novice, and I learned a lot from the School of Hard Knocks. Like, I have to learn the hard way. I have to get past 30 times in the same corner before I'm like, oh, that's how they're doing it, and that's how I need to do it. So I'm kind of a slow learner like that.
Well, that's okay.
It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm racing.
Yeah, exactly.
Half the guys at track days don't.
Yeah.
And aren't.
And
And never
like,
will.
Super awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I think everybody should, if you can get to that level, try to race, see what you do.
I think get out of novice, go start racing competitively. And honestly,
I bet, like, the skill,
I
bet it'd
more,
be like a 50-50 between 50% of the people are like, whoa, way too crazy for me, to the other half are like, oh, I just got astronomically faster from that.
Yep. And that's what happened to me. I was running out at Putnam a minute 21 or 20, barely a 20 on my Ducati 1199. And then I swapped to this bike. And the first day I ran the same times.
Well, yeah.
With literally half of the displacement. Literally half of the displacement. And now I'm like, I think 4 or 5-ish seconds faster. And it's like, and I also don't care if I crash this bike either. I've already crashed this bike. The Ducati, it's a 200 crank horsepower. I never got it dynoed, never did anything like that, but it's an insanely torquey bike.
Yeah.
Super short stroke. Each cylinder in one of those bikes is the same displacement as this bike. if that tells you anything.
Yeah.
And it's a twin.
World of difference.
And it revs to 12,000 RPM.
Yeah.
Super
Insane.
fun. I wish I never sold it. So that's fast you've gone. What's your dream bike?
New M1000 RR. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yep.
I can't. Have you seen the videos where it's just ripping? It's like wah, bah, 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 like
Yep.
almost like 2-step the traction control.
Yep.
I wish.
On the new ones, it has the yaw control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
You
you've
can
seen,
like
videos
pin the
of people
throttle.
drifting.
Yeah, you pin the throttle. That's the bike doing it.
Dude.
That's obviously it takes a little bit of balls and quite a lot of skill.
Yeah, no, it's
but
the
like
bike. Yeah.
Ducati's the same way with the newer ones. Like
Yep.
you just start to roll it on, like if you snap it,
then
it's gonna go. But if you just smoothly roll it on, it'll let it slip and then it'll let it stay right there. And
it's crazy. It finds the line for you.
Yeah. Yeah. There's electronics have come such a long way. It's nuts.
Yeah.
But also like you still have to have quite a bit of skill to ride the bike in.
Yeah, like Daytona, my quick shifter stopped working. That was the first time it ever stopped working on that bike. But
do you have a blipper yet? No.
Yeah. Well, it's got an auto blipper from factory.
I thought I saw you downshifting, like with your clutch hand in one of your videos.
Well, that's probably it. That was probably one of those.
Oh, so it broke both up and down. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I saw you moving your arms. I'm like, it's a 2018 S1000. It should have a blipper on it at least.
It just sometimes here and there it'll stop working. After the tune has been fine.
Okay.
But yeah, and if I didn't have the prior riding experience on dirt bikes and stuff, I would have been done.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of scary with electronics. And then with the VDS sensor, that supposedly it messes with your throttle at lean.
It knows how far it's leaned over.
Yeah.
So it knows if you're all the way leaned over and you have the traction all the way on and you yeet the throttle, it's not going to let you do that.
I hope not.
Okay.
I don't, like it. It's just giving me errors.
Okay.
So
that's
I don't
weird.
really know. Like, that's why I don't have launch control.
Do you have I think it's the Hex 9 key code or whatever that plugs into the back of the...
I just bought it, yeah.
Do you have it yet, or...?
Yeah, I have it with me, but
okay.
I just haven't used it yet.
You can usually kind of troubleshoot or diagnose, or you can see... Like, you can plug that in your bike and it'll record all the data.
Okay.
For, like, a race. So if you want to see... Yeah, because we've had to do it
just
to...
stuff it in the tail?
Yeah, we've had to do it to record a couple of our customer bikes because one guy came in, he's like, man, this thing... I'll be, like... riding and I'll just shut off and then turn back on, then shut off and turn back on, and then it'll be fine for like 30 minutes.
Whoa.
Do you want to know what it was?
What?
Kickstand switch was like going bad. What? Yeah, so like what I did is I recorded all the data.
Yeah.
And then I could see when the RPM cut, and then when the RPM came back on, I'm like, well, what else is going on? Because obviously it's an electronic issue. And I saw, the kickstand was like on, then off, then on, then yeah. Like, I'm like, but the kickstand wasn't coming down, so I'm like, it's a sensor issue.
Okay.
So we just put the two wires together and
that's
soldered
what I did to mine.
Yeah. Just
I'm
put
gonna
them
have
together.
Maybe I'll do it at Jennings.
So, but yeah, I mean, or get an AIM Solo 2 data logger, and that'll probably be better.
I have the Solo 1.
Okay.
DL.
Yeah. Wait, do you have Putnam times from there, or how long have you had?
I just got that at Barber.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What times were you running at Barber?
Barber, I had 2 sessions Saturday, slow learning the track.
Sure.
And it was the first time with the tune and race suspension.
Okay.
So I got down to 36 or 37 the next day.
I'm trying to remember what I ran. I think I ran a 35 as my personal best. I'm just curious. Okay.
Yeah, and there was so much traffic.
Oh.
It was bad.
Were you a novice or?
No, I was in advance.
Yeah, of course there's a lot of fast boys out there too in advanced.
Yeah, it was just traffic and then learning.
Sure.
So,
Fair enough.
We'll see what I do when I go back.
There you go. Yeah, I think we'll skip these other 2 points. So Ninja 400 RR, Kawasaki just announced it. 400 for 399cc
Yes.
inline 4. Would you race it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I'll race anything, bro.
Yeah, like I'm not super
Sure.
educated on everything
Okay.
with the lightweight bikes.
Okay.
But an inline 400 sounds bonkers.
It makes
It
like
sounds
80
like
horsepower.
What?
That's what Kawasaki says.
Yeah, I'd
And
race
that's
it.
at the crank with the stock exhaust and tune.
I'd race it.
Okay.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd hop on one.
Yeah.
If somebody else was
Like-
paying me.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'd have to see how it
I
would
wouldn't. I would not buy one right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'd still have to
Like-
see like what class that would actually fall
Yeah.
into, because that's not that's just gonna outperform the twins,
Yep.
like the R3 and the Ninja, the regular Ninja 400.
Yep.
So like, you got to go race it against. I don't know what you race
Yeah,
that
I'm not
against.
sure
Because there's like nothing else like it, and it's kind of like in those in between
It is,
categories.
yeah.
Like, you can't race it against these
No.
bikes, but you can't race it against.
So is it just gonna be the new Ninja 400 class?
I guess, of course, it's gonna
that'd
be
be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I
there's
don't
a Ninja 400 class in Moto America,
Yeah.
and it's the same Ninja 400 class that's in Weir and CCS. Everybody
Yep.
just uses the Ninja 400,
Yeah,
and it's an insane platform too.
It
Like,
is.
You can do a lot of stuff with it.
I bought one I was thinking about racing lightweight,
Sure.
and then I sold it. I took it on 3 laps at Autobahn.
What'd you think of the bike?
I hated it.
Why'd
It was
you?
so slow.
Was it stock?
slow. Yeah, bone stock.
Okay.
That's why. It was slow and suspension was trash.
You can't fix the suspension on it without. You
No.
have to put in
Yeah.
actual suspension
Yeah,
before.
nobody told me that.
You're just like, I bought it for.
Yeah.
What tires were you on?
I don't know, DOT. Like just some random DOT.
Bro, man did 2 laps on a Ninja 400, went, I'm done with this, bro.
Yeah,
Hopped on an S1000, started racing expert.
I bought the 400 after I started going to the track. Because
Okay.
some of the people were like, you shouldn't race the 1000. Like, why would you go to
Yeah.
Daytona and do that? Like, you've only been on the track for
I
3
won,
months.
didn't I?
Yeah, and like, it kind of sucks for people to say stuff
Yeah.
like that, but it didn't really, like, it's never bothered me.
I'll still always suggest to people, like our buddy Charlie,
It's
who
probably
was
a
just
way
here.
better idea to
Yeah.
start off small, but
Like, he wants to go race his R1, and I've rode with him on the street long enough to know he does not need to race an R1.
Okay.
Like, I've
Yeah.
known him
Yeah.
long enough, and I keep trying to tell him, bro, get a 600 or get a Ninja, do a season on a Ninja 400, and then you'll learn how to carry corner speed.
Yeah.
And then once you get on a big bike, then you will learn. You're going to learn on a big bike, or you're going to learn on a small bike. Either way, you're going to learn.
yeah.
It's just, it'll
Which
bite
one's
you.
easier
if
and
you
more
if you
forgiving?
make a mistake on a leader bike,
Oh, compared to a 400.
yeah, it's like, okay, that's really where I recommend people starting off on
Yeah.
literally a Ninja 400.
I agree. Like, if you don't have a lot of experience, then don't start off on a 1000.
Yeah,
Like, but I just,
Same thing
I
for
was
the
just
street.
Kind of like, well,
I mean,
I might as well.
yeah.
You know,
Well. I
was
mean,
going
some
fast.
people just vibe with a bike, and even
For
then,
sure, yeah.
BMW has
It's like a safety net.
yeah,
It allowed me to grow into it.
sure,
So if it was just a 1000 that made 200 wheel horsepower and didn't have the electronics,
yeah, that'd be
I would have crashed so many more times.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Which is weird to think, because like I'm more of like a safety type of guy. Like, I don't like when I was riding the Ducati.
Yeah.
I never had the traction control light come on,
Oh,
and I was like, halfway on I never really played around with the electronics. I never pushed that bike that hard, and then I could hop on a bike that has no traction control at
Yeah.
all, no electronics, no ABS, nothing like that.
yeah.
And that's when I think is more so the fact I didn't care if I crashed this bike.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't care. I'll crash it again. I probably will, but like,
Well, if you're not crashing, you're not learning.
if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, and like with the S1000, in slick mode, there's 14 levels.
Yeah.
So,
like,
I just started at the top, and now I'm down to like 3.
yeah, that makes sense.
And then
Yep.
it goes from -7 to +7.
Yep.
So, still got some growth, but
But you still have that, like, you can be like in a corner and make a mistake,
Oh.
and the bike's like, calm
Stop,
down, chief.
stop.
That,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's. You're at a 10. I need you at an 8.
yeah, at Daytona, like, there was turn 1, I almost high-sided so bad. Like, really
I think
bad.
I saw the
Yeah, you
video.
probably
of it.
did,
Yeah, I saw that video.
That was scary. But I
Jeez.
I won that race, so it was all right.
I mean, if you win, it doesn't matter what else happened in
Yeah.
the race, unless you like cause somebody to crash.
Yep.
Then that's on you.
Yeah,
that's on you. But like,
that's a no.
but honestly though, like if you start dead last and you make a lot of mistakes, but you still win, you're still winning.
Yeah.
And that means you were on the gas longer than anybody else.
I mean, I love going fast,
But
and I'm not scared of it.
Sure.
Like I've been knocked out so many times on the dirt. Like this is not scary at all.
this is so much better.
Coming off like from the banking to the straight, that was scary.
Okay.
Just because in my the only thought was, I'm in a Sudici suit. I'm done.
Do you have a back protector?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was like, I'm done. If I fall off this bike or something happens, I'm going so fast. Like this.
Yeah, you're doing what 150 or something like that coming off there.
That was my concern, and it sucks you to the wall, so it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, I haven't
just
been
counter
scared.
steer more.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just cram that left hand.
It takes 100%. Like
Yeah.
that was
I bet.
was hard. But yeah, like I don't know. Some people say they're like scared of riding the 1000s or racing. It's super duper fast and crazy. But if you can, manage it with the electronics, especially, you're gonna be fine.
Especially nowadays.
Like I throw my mom on my 1000 in a novice group, put it in rain mode. I'd be like, go for it.
Oh yeah.
Like she's
California
ridden here and
Superbike
there.
School uses the S1000, and they don't have hardly any crash. They have people who like just learned how to ride a bike, get on those things, and they don't crash.
Exactly. If you know how to manage a throttle, you're fine.
Yeah. You do have to have a little bit of like
For sure.
skill, and also like we talked about before, you have to understand
The
where those limits are and the fundamentals of a bike. Like don't roll on and off a throttle in a corner.
Yep.
Unless like I don't know. There's very few situations where like I would recommend that, and that is like maybe if it's an emergency situation where you need to dodge something by like an inch. But like after that, throttle cracked on, keep it rolling on, and just keep feeding it in.
Consistency.
If the back end's hopping around, just
Don't
let off. Just hold it there,
Yep.
and then once it settles out, then go back on. Like it's not. I don't know.
Yeah, like
I actually, funny enough, I didn't learn that you could do that until like this last season.
really.
I'm not even joking. I did not think you could be on the gas in a corner. I'm not joking, dude. I did not think that until I went to Nelson.
Wow. I mean, I just learned it too. So
Okay. All right.
Daytona. I learned trail braking
Sure.
because I crashed trying it at Autobahn. Yeah, and then the next day I got my A bump, so that was interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna be real with you. Autobahn is like not the track.
No.
I feel like the reason people crash at Autobahn is because of the track, not because of their skill level.
Maybe. I mean, I was just
I don't
trying
know.
to trail brake, and I just dumped the brake on my entry.
Oh,
and
so
it
you
just
were
unloaded the front.
Oh,
and
okay,
it just slow sided.
That's skill issue.
Yeah.
I'll die on that hill.
Yeah.
Like you're really
definitely.
good, skill issue.
Yep.
But you learned.
I did.
You did
I learned
learn.
not to do that.
Yeah. My learning experience was I was all the way leaned over actually I wasn't even leaned over that far at NCM, and coach came up the inside, and then I'm like, oh, I need to tighten up my line, and I just went in a corner and just front end gone. That was my learning experience, to not grab the brakes. And some of that was then I thought, oh well, if I can't do that with the brakes, I can't do that with the throttle, which
yeah.
I panic grab the brakes. You don't panic grab a throttle.
No.
Well, you might.
Yeah,
But
could
like,
be really bad.
yeah, and that was with my Ducati 848.
Okay.
And then the next month later, I lost my spleen, so that was fun. Weight
Wait,
reduction.
you're
like
at-
my spleen, yeah.
How? I didn't know that.
I was literally on my way to work. At the time I worked at a car dealership up the road.
Okay.
On my way to work, somebody made a left-hand turn in front of me. I hit them at their firewall because they pulled out in front of me.
Oh my god.
There's like a 12-foot long skid marker with the front and rear tire. And the way the Ducati's gas tank is shaped, like on this, it's nice and curved.
Yep.
So when you hit, you slide over.
Oh,
on
it
the
was
Ducati, it comes back and then
Yeah.
down. So it's like, I just
Oh my god.
hit a wall and it crushed my spleen and 75%, and got that removed a couple hours later. So
Wow.
doctor said I had internal bleeding. I'm like, that's where the blood's supposed to be.
Yeah,
so, but yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're good.
Well, no, it's really nice because I got weight reduction
Yeah.
out of it. So, like, I'm down a body part, and he still has all of his. So, technically,
Facts. You're faster.
facts.
Well,
Facts.
I guess so. Dang.
You only need one kidney to live,
Do
right?
you have another Ducati?
Yeah, I had two. So I had a Ducati 848, which is one that I crashed at NCM. I literally just got the bike rebuilt, and I was on my way back, and then I hit it. I crashed it again.
Right. I'm going to need to do the same thing.
What?
Weight reduction.
Dude, it's overrated, dude.
Yeah.
It is overrated, dude. I'd rather have my spleen. I will
Right.
die on that.
No, I'm at like super light. I think
How
that's
much do you weigh?
like 120.
Bro, you're 120 on an S1000?
Yeah.
Dude, that is like...
Stupid.
That's stupid, bro.
Yeah.
You're like MotoGP level weight on 200. Okay, this is why you're winning. You're not actually that good. You're just like
Yeah,
you're
right?
just lightweight with 200 horsepower.
Yeah, and a bunch of electronics.
I can see that.
Yep.
I know what my issue is now.
Yep.
I just need to starve myself.
Exactly.
And buy an S1000.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll be good.
That's how you get good at racing, people.
Yep.
I think we'll end the show. It's been a racing podcast. If you want to go fast, if you want to win races, starve yourself, lose body parts, buy a 200 horsepower European superbike.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm sure we'll see you on the racetrack, either behind you, or I'll either be behind you or in front of you. We'll
figure it out.
We'll let it shake out on the track.
Yep.
All right. Gang, gang.
Goodbye.